Yes. Like that. Like that.
That's it.
That's it.
It's the spot.
That's the stuff that slaps.
Hello, and welcome to You Right, the podcast where creativity meets community.
I'm Richie.
And I'm Maddie.
Each week on You Right, we challenge our listeners to write a story in just 30 minutes using 3 of 5 randomly generated words.
It's a fun and fast-paced exercise to spark your imagination and get those creative juices flowing.
We'll read your submissions, offer feedback, and discuss the unique twists and turns of each story.
Whether you're an aspiring author or just love a good tale, You Right is your place to explore the endless possibilities of storytelling.
So grab the tip of a hookah and some wet tobacco, get comfortable on your floor sofa, and let's dive into this week's stories.
And remember, the only limit is your imagination and 30 minutes. So let's see what you got.
Let's see.
Let's see.
Let's see.
How was your trip?
It was wonderful.
Yes.
Yes. It was wonderful. I engaged with the Turks.
Uh-huh. Not Constantinople.
Well, yes, in a way, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
I did lots of Turkish things, ate lots of Turkish things, drank a shit ton of Turkish coffee and tea.
Hell yeah.
Just nonstop. It was wonderful. It was amazing. I, could go on, but I won't. And then I went to Georgia. And
how's the fam?
The fam was great. I had some good hillbilly time.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. And
have you been jonesing for your hillbilly time?
I have.
Oh.
As a matter of fact, I have.
Understandable.
Oh, and I met like the most cliche hillbilly you can imagine. Named Timmy.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
I was expecting like Tim Bob or some Bob.
That's probably his like legal name. Is Tim Bob.
Tim Bob.
But yeah, like wife beater, unzipped pants, the whole shebang.
Just a walking cliche.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And I'd like to share a quote from Timmy.
Oh, please.
Yeah, because well, when he walked out of the house where my cousin lives, he was like zipping up his pants, and she was like, "Well, you could at least put some clothes on." And he was like, "Well, I didn't know there was company," or something like that. And then he was like, "But we got to be naked sometimes, right?"
I mean, he's like, right.
He is. And my cousin was like, "Well, I'm naked when I'm in the shower," and he was like, "Oh, I just found out I was supposed to be naked. I was supposed to be naked." I just found out. He said found.
It found out. Just found out.
He's supposed to be naked. I just thought that was such a good quote that I just immediately texted my brother. And I was like, quote from Timmy. Anyways, that was funny. But then I found out that my snake and my cat were engaged in scale to paw combat while I was gone. And everyone survived.
Yeah. Yeah.
Miraculously.
Sounds like warning shots were fired.
Yep, that's what I heard.
Yeah.
That's what I heard.
Yeah.
I just couldn't believe that all this crazy circus was going on while I was out of the country.
And no photos to even...
Nope.
Nope.
Not only were there no photos, but nobody even did anything to stop it.
Just sitting there with popcorn, just watching it go down.
Yes. I was like, what is wrong with you people? Oh, anyway, I'm good, but I'm happy to be home.
Excellent. Well, we're glad to have you back.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
But tell me more about you. How are you doing?
Well, we're in the middle of a kitchen remodel, and it's a lot. If you've ever remodeled a kitchen, you know. If you haven't, you don't.
Yeah. If you know, you know.
Yeah. We did all of the demo ourselves, so pulling out cabinets and floors and sheetrock, and I did all the electrical myself, so it's been a whirlwind. So it's been a lot. Actually, the break last week came at the perfect time because we had so much to do last week to get it ready for cabinets, which came in today.
Wow.
I love our cabinets.
Oh, they're awesome.
They're sick.
And there's built-in spice racks.
Yeah, slide out spice racks.
Amazing.
Such luxury.
It is luxurious. Yeah. It's amazing.
Yeah. It's like we don't actually deserve this. But
you do.
No,
you do. You deserve it.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see it all come together. And we get countertops on Monday.
Can't wait to see them.
It's going to be party.
Is that like, what's the most expensive kind of countertop that you can get?
The most expensive? It may be quartz, like types of quartz.
I don't know. I mean, like, what about if I were to get like those like Spanish tiles? You know
well, yeah, there's always something more expensive.
No, is that more expensive than quartz? I don't know.
It could be. Weirdly enough, I think if you do wooden countertops, nowadays it actually may be more expensive.
Oh, because of the price of wood.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I'd actually entertain. I was like, that could actually look nice. And then they're like, oh my God, no, it's so expensive.
They're like, no, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Huh.
But the quartz wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, but
okay.
It's also not free.
Right. Okay, well, I can't wait to see the finished product. But even now with the bare cabinetry, it looks amazing.
Thanks.
Yeah. Yeah. Good job.
Well, thank you.
And what about, didn't someone give you a cool gift for your new kitchen?
Yeah, someone, one of our friends who just got back from Istanbul, not Constantinople, got us a Turkish coffee. What would you call that? Like, is there a technical name for that?
I think it's just a Turkish coffee pot.
Turkish coffee pot. So it is technically a pot, but it's like really small. Looks like a
copper,
like an oversized copper shot glass with a handle that comes off at a 45-degree angle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
I've seen so many videos of Turkish like them making Turkish coffee in the sand.
Yeah.
And it looks it's legit.
Badass.
Yeah, it's badass.
I love
sick.
that for you guys.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay, awesome.
Well, did you see all our stories this week?
I did. Oh, that was kind of sad how your voice went out at the word week.
Oh yeah, it just gave up.
This week. This week. I did, and they were. Do I sound redundant? Fantastic.
It was, I think, stellar representation this week.
I concur.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Who are we reading this week?
Well, we chose to let this author read for himself.
Yes, we did. So this week we are going to let RichiePozier take us on the ride through his untitled story this week. And yeah, without further ado, take it away, Richie.
The keeper woke to the sound of waves beating the rock wall that ringed the peninsula. Dusk was approaching, and the thinning air sat crisp in his lungs. The darkling sky was broken only by moonlight that dimpled and bounced off the waves as the tide rolled in. The keeper stretched and folded the blanket, placing it at the foot of his bed where it could be easily unfurled at the end of a long night. He tucked his copy of Instructions to Light Keepers under his left arm and walked to the closet along the back wall. The old green volume that the keeper guarded was placed briefly on a table, just long enough for the keeper to get dressed in a pair of blue jeans and an ancient sack coat. The insignia on either side of the collar had been worn thin and decrepit by the elements. They'd been replaced countless times over the many years that the coat had been in service. It was quite possible that the uniform had seen more owners than it had been mended over the course of its life, the keeper thought to himself as he realized that he had popped yet another button that would need to be replaced. He opened a box at the back of the closet that was filled with replacement buttons. He took one and dropped it into his pocket with his Zippo. The wind started to moan against the walls of the cabin, and the keeper made his way through the kitchen and slipped his boots on, making sure to keep his tome at arm's reach. He reached over for his coffee mug and cap. The mug went into a canvas bag slung round his shoulder where it was joined by the book, and the cap was tucked safely under his arm as he opened the door of the cabin and strode out into the evening air. The lighthouse stood atop a small hill at the end of the walk, towering over him like an angry mother, in spite of being nearly 200 meters away. The light at its base was on, but inside the rest of the tower stood dark, an empty vessel waiting to be crewed. The lighthouse cast a great shadow on the ground, and the moon shone through the glass at the top of the tower. The transpired the previous evening. By the time he'd managed to put out the light and drag himself back down to the cabin, it had been well past sunup. A storm had blown through and threatened to tear the tower down at the roots, and it might have succeeded had the keeper been lax in his duties. The lightning filtered through the surrounding miasma and illuminated the inside of the lighthouse in a sickly green. Near daybreak, it had struck the rock and thrown molten glass at the tower. The brick had been scarred with a network of shallow chips and burns that fanned out across its southwestern curve. The keeper reached the top of the hill and opened the gate latch before stepping over the fallen tree sapling he had planted the previous year. It had not been strong enough. Would anything be? Nothing stood here except for the tower. He thought that by seeding it here, it would grow deep into the earth and be able to withstand the storms. He was wrong. The tower stood quiet, and the keeper could practically hear the key echo inside as he slid it into the doorknob. The door squealed open and closed, as it did every night. The time to stand watch had come again.
Excellent, Richie.
Awesome.
That is so cool.
That is so cool. I loved that reading, especially with the music in the background.
Yes, it adds such tone
It does.
to it. It just strikes a very, I don't know.
It has like a urgency to it.
Yeah, almost
You
like
know?
a anticipatory.
Yeah.
Like it feels like it's leading you somewhere.
Oh yeah, totally. And you're like, oh,
You're just along for
you know
this
what
ride.
it just reminded me of is White Lotus in all the seasons.
Oh yeah.
How there's this very tense music.
Mhm.
Even whenever, and you're always thinking something extreme's going to happen. And sometimes it does, but oftentimes it doesn't.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it just sets this kind of unease
Exactly.
over everything.
Exactly.
Yeah, this plays like I want to say theater, but it's more than that. I love this kind of
does.
multimedia approach
Yeah,
to this.
me too. I love that.
Yeah, the music really adds to the tone, as well as you're reading the kind of the more like monotone, just straightforward, matter of fact reading. These are facts. This is how it is. That is probably not how I would have read it. Like had we just decided to read it, like I probably would have put more emotionality into it. But it's very cold.
Right.
It's this. I don't know. This whole story strikes me like the setting feels very liminal. Like it's this unknown place, and it's all very. It's all clearly centered around this lighthouse, but everything that's happening around it is just very nondescript. It's very ethereal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the feel, but I do love the way that you read it, Richie, because I just feel like that really lends to the feeling of urgency, because it's just like it's like it's not a whisper. You're not speaking a whisper, but it's like a urgent, like, and then this, and then this, and then this, you know? I don't know. I just love it. It really had a great effect.
Yeah. Yeah. Urgent is a great way to describe it, I think. And the text plus the music really adds, like it really does feel urgent. And just, it's like you mentioned, the next, and then the next, and then this, and then this. And that's just exactly how the music is. It's just, it's this. Okay, now it's this.
Yeah.
Okay, now it's
and
this.
it leaves me on edge thinking, what's going to happen next?
Yes.
You know, like, where's this leading to?
Yeah. Did you read Richie's comment?
Yes.
Yeah.
I
So
did.
did you go through the spoiler?
I did.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes, I did.
Oh, that makes me excited.
Yeah, me
because,
too.
At the end of this, I was like, I was riveted to this story, but I could not place any sort of like themes or anything because it felt so. It feels very introductory. Like we're getting all of this information introduced to us, and we also get the text, his copy of instructions to light keepers, and I kept trying to draw something back to that, and I was like, wow. It probably is important, but we just haven't gotten there yet.
Yeah.
But the text plus the spoiler, essentially, I'm stoked for what this is.
Yeah,
like
same.
that sounds amazing.
I want to know what's going to happen.
Yes.
So it's almost like a world between worlds. Oh, wait. Was I not supposed to say that?
No.
Oh.
I was just going to go, eh.
Oh, I thought you were going to be like, spoiler alert, you bitch.
No.
No, okay.
I would never.
Yeah, so it's like a world between worlds, right?
Yeah. Yeah. C.S. Lewis.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No.
That was the wood between worlds.
What? What?
Yes. What?
What is that?
What do you mean?
The wood between worlds?
Yes.
I am confused.
I think that it's actually called the wood, and it's like the forest.
Oh.
You thought I just meant like a piece of wood, like a plank,
like
a 2x4.
The space between worlds is actually just wood.
No, I mean the wood in like the old-fashioned way of saying forest.
The woods.
No, you could say the wood.
Oh.
Did you not?
Sounds like a very English thing, like British thing.
Well, C.S. Lewis is British, bro.
Well, I mean, okay.
I mean, do you know what I'm saying? I'm saying.
Yeah. Oh, one thing I wanted to call out, Richie. I love the way this kind of parallel that you're drawing between the sapling and the lighthouse itself. Like you call out the lighthouse as being torn out by the roots, and then we get this sapling that is killed during this storm or whatever. I kept trying to draw some sort of parallel there, but other than just that, I don't know the significance of that, except maybe that it's to draw a distinction between, like, these are both obviously physical objects, but the lighthouse still stands, but this tree cannot. And so it basically maybe just reinforcing the inhospitable environment that this lighthouse is actually in.
Yep.
And where this poor lighthouse keeper has to live.
Yeah.
Yeah. The wood between the worlds. It's just a plank of cedar.
Just like wedged in between the worlds.
Between worlds. That's it. That's canon now.
Okay. Yeah. So, yeah. And I'm wondering about the keeper. I was like, okay, so Matt, you said something about, whenever Matt commented on Steve's story and was like, oh yeah, and apropos of this other story, I thought he was referring to this story, and so I was scanning the story to find clues of like obesity or something. And then there's this place where the button pops off of the keeper's sweater, and I was like,
that was the apropos.
I was like, yeah, the keeper is super bored. All he does is like snack.
No, not at all. It's Steve's, like, I made that comment before this was even written or was posted.
Yeah,
like,
my bad.
Come on, dog. Come on.
I'm sorry.
I was in Turkey.
I was in Turkey. I got confused.
You're a turkey.
Yeah, maybe I am. So, okay, that makes more sense then.
Yeah.
So, but why did the button pop off? Is he kind of getting a little bit fluffy around the middle?
Not sure.
Because honestly, after that, I started reading the whole story as this like kind of corpulent keeper.
Corpulent. That's a new one.
Oh my goodness, how exciting! New words.
Corpulent.
Woo, I love this.
I know how to spell it.
Good for you.
Bat.
Yep.
That's all it says.
Mm-hmm. Yay for learning new words.
Yeah, I was thinking that because the top was described as ancient, I figured it was just a means of showing like that it's literally falling apart.
Well, that's how I would have read it, but then after your comment, I was like, wow, Matt is like fat shaming this guy.
It's not at all.
Okay, all right. All right, enough of that.
Yeah, just the imagery, the descriptions, everything in this is captivating.
It really is. Well, especially with the reading.
Yes. Yeah.
Because that just like definitely gave it another dimension that I didn't have. Actually, I was reading all the stories with the music playing.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Which was great.
Yeah.
And so I did get that element, but the element added by the narrator voice definitely helped me to get more into the story.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and because Richie can inflict the tone that he knows it should be in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I have never seen this movie, but for whatever reason, I kept picturing Willem Dafoe as the lighthouse keeper, but the movie The Lighthouse with Willem Dafoe and Robert Pattinson, I want to say. I've never seen it, but it's been recommended to us ad nauseum. So, it's supposed to be an excellent film. So
it's a film.
It is a film. Yeah, capital F film, not a movie.
Oh, I just Googled it and it says 2019 film.
Yep. Yeah, I'm sure I would like that movie, but again, without having seen it, I just kept picturing Willem Dafoe as this lighthouse keeper. But
yeah, that sounds like kind of similar, honestly. I mean, they're two lighthouse keepers try to maintain their sanity while living on a remote and mysterious New England island in the 1890s.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. I think it's supposed to be like a horror suspense, maybe.
Adding that to my list.
The list that you had to like scroll for so long to get to the bottom of.
For hours, yes.
So maybe this time next year you'll get to it.
Maybe.
Well, hey, what else you got for Richie?
I think that's all I've got.
Excellent work, Richie. Thank you.
Great job.
Thank you. And good to have you back. It's been a minute.
Welcome back.
Yes.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Do you know what show that's from?
Oh, God. Yes, but no.
Really? Okay. I actually want to issue a challenge to the audience.
Okay.
I want to see if anybody knows where that's from.
Okay. I guess we'll find out. And I'll just be left in suspense like an idiot.
Yeah. I was just imagining somebody trying to Google it and be like, welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Oh, okay.
Well, hey, thanks, Richie.
Thank you, Richie. That was amazing.
And up next, we have an untitled story by Steve Livingroom.
That's right.
Or is it? Or is Course Correction the title?
Oh, it is Course Correction.
It is Course Correction?
Yeah, it is. It is.
Copied really weird. Okay, anyways, yeah. So, Course Correction by Steve Livingroom.
Here we go.
So, this is more like informative than anything.
Yes.
Yeah, this is a how to be healthy. How to go about changing your ways and not eating like a slob.
Right.
I guess.
Not being a lard ass.
A lard ass. Yeah. That's a youism.
Yeah. You fat lard. That's also, it's a quote from Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah.
Come get your dinner, Tina, you fat lard. I just always love the idea of calling a llama a fat lard.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, she was a llama. I was thinking it's like, wasn't Tina an alpaca? But no, she's a llama.
I think she was a llama.
Llama. But yeah, so this is like I mentioned, more of like a how-to guide. And it is, I would say this is fairly didactic. Like it's got an objective here and it's got a lesson behind it.
For sure.
And it's very straightforward. We get first, second, third, fourth, like in these paragraphs, like just try this and this and this. There are a few things that I really did want to call out. It's a journey, not a destination. So these types of changes don't just happen and you never arrive at a point when it's done. And you can just stop doing that. It's a continuous thing. So I thought that was a nice touch to include it that way in so many words. Yeah,
for sure. I did have a thought though, like my dad always said, don't ever, he would actually spank us if we used like negatives, like, well, especially can't.
Okay.
But it's like, I don't want to eat, I can't have that cake. And then he said, instead of saying that, say, I don't want to eat that cake. But my dad would say, no, focus on what you do want to eat. Don't focus on what you don't want to eat. Focus on what you do want to eat. So I guess that would be my addition to that is instead of saying, I can't eat that cake, or even I don't want to eat that cake, be like, I want to eat that celery stick.
Yeah. Some mental gymnastics to get to that one, but yeah, you can try.
Or whatever.
Yeah, maybe after some growth, you can focus on what it is that you want rather than denying yourself or telling yourself that, or I guess it would be convincing yourself that you don't want something. Yeah. Would almost have to come before you can convince yourself that you want to eat that.
Really? I don't think so.
Okay.
I think that the more you focus on something, the more you're going to want it.
Actually, yeah, that's fairly. Yeah, I believe that. Yeah,
but I like the suggestion of I don't remember where exactly it is, but it's like, what was it? eat salad, eat vegetables, or fill up on veggies, then eat your meal. I thought that was a really good idea. And also it was kind of funny to think about. Like I'm thinking of like crock pot stewed carrots. Just get a plate of those and just eat it. Before.
I destroy that.
Oh wow.
I love those like
mushy,
slow cooked mushy carrots. Oh, they're so good.
Okay. Yeah, but I like the idea of just like having that like on tap and have a plate full before every meal, even just before your coffee.
Only carrots.
Yeah, only carrots.
You have plenty of keratin. You start turning orange.
And I think you would.
Yeah.
Actually.
Oh yeah, there are cases where people's skin starts turning orange from eating too much carrots.
Wow.
From keratin.
Why aren't bunnies orange?
I don't think they actually just eat carrots.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's just like in the cartoons.
Right, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Bugs Bunny should be
right.
orange for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Bugs. What kind of name is Bugs?
I don't know. You know, it's like we just grew up with it as though it was normal.
Yeah.
But now thinking back, that is kind of weird.
It's a weird name.
It is.
Bugs.
Bugsy.
Bugsy, yeah. Yeah, that is it.
Yeah, maybe so.
Huh. Anyway,
yeah.
Digression.
Right.
So moving on, we get like first is a lifestyle change. A diet is temporary. The second one, this is basically my life. Second, you need to eat to live instead of living to eat. That has been my entire life. Like I have never lived to eat.
Yeah, because he doesn't really just love food, right?
I love the flavor of food. Like food is delicious.
Right.
But when I'm full, I'm done. Like I am so done. Like it's almost like revolting to keep eating.
Yeah.
Even if it's something I'm enjoying. Like I don't know. It's just how I've always been. So therefore, I'm skinny as a rail.
It's true.
Yeah.
I can confirm. Confirm.
So I can't necessarily relate to like the weight loss. However, I can relate to it kind of in the inverse, putting on weight. Because I've basically been underweight my whole life.
Yeah.
And so putting on weight is work.
Right.
And I have to change my mentality from eat to live to live to eat. Like start finding new joy and pleasure in foods that I hadn't experienced before and start trying to take in just more calories. So I have to approach these lessons in the inverse.
Right.
But yeah, it's a... yeah, it's just
it's a very interesting thing. And I guess we could probably think of like parallels, like other things are like that not food, but other things that maybe other people struggle with this thing, but you struggle with the opposite or something, you know?
Yeah.
I was trying to think of some examples, but I need more time.
Yeah.
But actually I have a friend, a girl on my team who is like that. She's very skinny and she actually loves food and she eats kind of a lot, but she can't gain weight.
Yeah.
And she tries to gain weight. But anyway, you know, whatever. We've all got our shit.
Yeah. I had to supplement my diet with like carbohydrate supplements in order to begin to gain weight.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Carbohydrate supplements and protein supplements just to begin the process of gaining weight. It took I think the most I gained was 20 pounds and that got me up to a fairly healthy weight. And it was a slog. It took so long to put on that much weight, but that's just who I am. It's how I always been. So
wow. Maybe you should get you a fat drip. Like hook up to an IV at night.
It's just fat.
No, yeah.
Or it's just cholesterol.
I was actually on a fat drip when I was in the hospital.
No way.
Well, because I didn't eat for like a month.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
It is. It's like there was.
You were making it funny.
No, there was the IV bag, and then there was the bag full of like white stuff. That was the fat drip.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
Then yes, I do need that.
Let's get you that.
That would make it so much easier.
Let's get you hooked up to that.
Yeah. And then third in Steve's is try new food, broaden your palate. And I would actually just recommend that anyway.
Yeah.
Whether you're trying to lose weight or not, broaden your palate. There's some delicious food out there.
Oh, yeah.
That has also been my life. Like ever since I was a kid, like always adventurous eating.
Yes.
Like, and it's such a rewarding experience to try something new. And it's like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. The first like actual bowl of like real like Japanese style ramen that I had.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Life changing. It's so good.
His wife makes a mean ramen as well.
Yes, she does. It is exceptional.
It really is.
But yeah, I would recommend that anyways.
Same.
And then yeah, just one step at a time, keep on learning. And I like the inclusion of the psychology that you dive off into. Like keeping your mind right is important. So yeah, that absolutely is true.
Also, I went down like a rabbit hole in my mind, and I just realized this when I was reading this. The thing about greens first. I just couldn't help but think about my Mongolian friend who they don't eat vegetables in Mongolia because they can't grow them.
Because it's tundra.
It's non-arable land. They subsist on dairy products and meat. And then they get flour from like Russia. But the only vegetables they eat are root vegetables. But anyway, so
tubers.
Yeah, exactly. So but I introduced him because I would go shop at the fancy like it's called Athanols, which means many countries.
Ooh, highfalutin.
Yep. And a lot of people shopped there, but I would get things like tomatoes and like whatever greens I could find. Anyway, so then, my friends started living at my house, basically my apartment. And I would cook for us. And even still this day, whenever we're hanging out and we go to the store, he got to where he really liked vegetables. That's not a Mongolian thing. But he was just like, okay, this is good. I like this. And now we'll always get like a bag of like mixed greens or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And he'll just grab it by the handfuls and stuff it in his mouth.
Yeah.
Like that's how he eats it. And I was just thinking if somebody said that, they would be like, man, Mongolians are so primitive. Like this must be how they do it, like on the steppe. But actually it's just because he doesn't know how to eat greens. He's never had them.
Yeah.
So he's almost like an animal. He's just like,
well, there's no wrong way to eat greens. You just got to eat them.
Well, he looks like a wild animal when he does it.
I mean, you look like a wild animal eating a bag of corn chips.
Say that I don't.
Like you eating a bag of corn chips is mildly horrifying. Like when you're finished, you look down at the table and it's just crumbs everywhere. It's like an explosion of corn chips.
It's true.
You'll take a fistful of corn chips. It's unsettling, unnerving.
All right.
It's like, you know how the way a snake like opens its jaw?
Yeah.
Like that's Rachel eating corn chips.
And popcorn.
And popcorn. Yes.
Corn products, basically.
Corn, you say.
Yeah. Corn, you say. Yes, it's true. I admit it. But that's my friend eating greens.
It's like, so no, you know
I'm
what
not
you cannot
judging.
pass judgment.
I'm not judging. I'm just saying, if you ever see him eat greens, don't think it's because that's how the Mongols do it.
Because they just don't.
Because they don't do it.
That's interesting about the greens. It was, I want to say it's like a couple of years ago that I really started craving salads. Just anything green, it just sounded so good. Like I just wanted to eat green things. And so I don't know what switch gets flipped whenever you get older, but
it happens though.
Yeah.
I don't know, your body just like craves it. That happened to me like 12 years ago.
I love salads.
So fucking good.
So love fingerling potatoes.
Good.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm not 12 years older than Matt. I just became evolved before him.
Sure.
At a younger age. Okay.
Yeah.
And I also like the recommendation for fizzy water, sparkling water, because I am addicted.
Yeah, you're a junkie for that fizzy water.
I am a junkie. I spend so much money on Topo Chico. Stupid amount of money. Stupid. Stupid.
Absolutely ludicrous amount of money.
It really is. It's a lot. It's too much. But I ain't gonna stop.
Can't stop. Never stopping.
Won't stop.
Won't stop.
And I'd like to also mention at this juncture that I discovered a beverage in Turkey which I'm now addicted to as well. And it's called Churchill.
Churchill?
Yes.
like Winston?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. The first place we went, we stopped to get some ayran, which is a very famous Turkish yogurt drink.
Oh, okay.
And it's just very, like, the consistency is slightly thicker than milk.
Okay.
But it's fermented or whatever. I don't know.
Alcoholic?
Maybe no, maybe not fermented. It's got the mother in it. You know what I'm saying?
Sure. It's like kind of tangy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
You know the mother?
No.
Really?
I can infer because like the mother dough and like sourdough is like the starter.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, well, if you go to like get apple cider vinegar at the store, and I first learned about this because my dad, I was shopping for him, and he was like, "Okay, I want Bragg's apple cider vinegar, but make sure it's with the mother." And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
First of all, gross.
Yeah.
Whatever you're saying, it's gross.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
I don't know what you're saying, but I'm really grossed out by it. But I went to the store and looked around, and sure enough, it says with the mother. I'm just like, ugh. Okay. So ayran has the mother. Okay.
Okay.
Whatever that is. And so we went to get that. And then I was also very thirsty. And I was like, do you have sparkling water? And they were like, and I looked in the case, and there was this thing called Churchill. Yeah. And I drink it, and it changed my life. And then I didn't know if this was just a one-off, if it just existed in this one little shop or what. But everywhere that we went after that, I kept requesting Churchill, saying it just like that. I wasn't even trying to do a Turkish accent.
Just Churchill.
Yeah, Churchill. Can I get some Churchill?
Some Churchill.
Some Churchill? And they're always like, oh, sure.
Yeah, right on.
Actually, yeah. Never did anybody hesitate. The only hesitation was like when people would be like, oh, Turkish drink.
You're like, yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, I'm OG
because
like
the
that.
name Churchill just
Right.
screams Turkish.
Exactly. And I was like, why are you all understanding what I'm saying when I'm not even trying? Anyway, and it's actually just, we have this alcoholic beverage here in West Texas called a Chilton. It is a Chilton without vodka.
Okay.
So
yeah.
It's soda water, lemon juice, and salt.
Oh, yeah.
But it's shaken, whereas a Chilton is just poured. Mm-hmm. But it's shaken to where it gets really foamy.
Oh, that's fun.
And then you pour it in a cup, and there's this big mountain of foam sitting on top, and then I just dive in.
So it's like a mixed drink?
Mm-hmm.
Or like it comes in a bottle? Or
well, it's apparently also sold in bottles, but a lot of people make it themselves at their own cafes.
Oh, nice.
So I gradually found that the ones that are made in the cafes are better because they're using fresh lemon juice.
Yeah.
Whereas the bottled one is not fresh lemon juice.
Yeah, and you got to shake it yourself, which is
exactly.
Exercise. Who
exactly.
does that?
Exactly. And so, but it's freaking amazing. And I just went to the store right before this to get my snack of shrimp cocktail.
Right.
And, which is
such an inspired choice.
And to search for a cocktail shaker to make my own Churchill, but I could not find a cocktail shaker. Do you have one?
Somewhere we either do or we did. We'll find out.
I thought you were going to say we either do or we don't. I was going to be like, no shit. Okay, but anyway, Churchill. Let's all make Churchill in our homes tonight.
Okay.
Yeah.
What else you got for Steve? What else you got for Steve?
That's all.
Yeah. Thanks for the story this week, Steve.
Yeah, it was very inspiring.
Very inspiring. Yes, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so up next we have Open Sea by Nick to You.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Okay, so Nick, I'd like to preface by saying that while listening to the background, since I was listening to the background music while reading the stories, this one slapped.
Nailed it. Like I wasn't even listening to it, and I can hear the track in the background.
Totally.
Oh, it's perfect.
It's so perfect.
Yeah.
Like this one, I feel like utilized the prompt the best.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. This felt inspired.
It did.
And the fact that this is a continuation is just I don't know. I really loved this for its use of the prompt, whether that was intentional or if the pacing just happened to work out that way. If you wrote it with the song playing in the background, however you did this, it worked perfectly. And it kind of goes back to, I mentioned that the song kind of has this anticipatory feel to it. That's how, like, it has just the exact same feel that this story does.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're just gradually leading into this event, like this incipient event that's coming up with these pirates, and
yeah,
it's very, very effective.
It is
very,
very effective.
Yeah. All these characters, the gunslinger. Well, I do remember the starlit gunslinger. That was so unique the first time that we came across it that anytime I see that, I'm like, oh, okay. We're back here with these characters, but I really like. I don't know why, but I like that there's no names in this. Everybody, it's just like titles. The Stoic Hunter, Simple Rifleman, Starlit Gunslinger.
That is cool. And I like those adjectives.
Yeah.
All right. So I saw, and maybe, you know what? Maybe this is just your style and it's just what you like to do. Nick, you seemed to rush to a kind of a happy conclusion, as, you know, I think we've talked about before with like vanquishing the ghosts, you know, on the first try. I was surprised at the end whenever it was like, it was going to be very, very hard to hit that target. But, I fired and it went right in. And then there was a gasp of relief. I propose that what if you said, I tried and it didn't go in.
Yeah.
And then there was a gasp and then you end it.
Yeah.
You know, there was a gasp of fear, a gasp of terror.
Yeah.
You know, because, I mean, building up to that point about how it's like this impossible shot. And then it's just immediately like resolved.
Yeah, you pay it off immediately. Yeah.
Yeah. I would like to be left hanging a little bit more.
Actually, yeah. I can see this both ways, because I do think this is a bit of a cliffhanger. There were gasps of relief as we pulled ahead, but yeah, the gasp of relief. We don't really know the effect that this shot had for their ultimate success.
Right.
It could have just bought time or something. But yeah, the ending felt. The ending is abrupt, but it feels like a cliffhanger a little bit at the end. However, I love the idea that it doesn't work. Like, show imperfections and flaws in your main characters. Even someone as clearly capable as the gunslinger here, like, show that they are capable of missing. And just that can be like absolute proof that was in fact an impossible shot.
Right.
Because this is the finest, presumably the finest gunslinger in all the land, you know, or however, someone very capable of making impossible quote unquote shots.
Yeah.
And then just using that as proof that it really was impossible.
Right.
Like, it could not have been made.
Yeah. On the end, I see it as more of like a riding off into the sunset type of thing.
I actually, I'm glad you mentioned that, because I think Nick, you mentioned in a comment that they wanted to include that while they get ahead, they're not out of the woods.
Oh yeah,
I believe. Oh yeah, I was going to leave room at the end to mention that the ship was still pursuing them, but again, ran out of time. So yeah, the idea sounds like it wasn't just an immediate solution. It was a means of more or less buying time.
Yeah.
And that they're still being pursued.
Yeah. I would like to be left with the feeling of like, there were gasps of terror. Okay, this says there were gasps of relief as we pulled ahead. What if you said he missed, and then there were gasps of terror as the other ship pulled closer? You know?
Yeah.
Like as the other ship gained on us,
or as the other ship pulled alongside.
Yeah.
Because
then I would be like, oh, I want to read what's coming up after this.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and then you can still show off the capabilities of the gunslinger, just not necessarily in this entry. Like, there'll be plenty of other opportunities for that.
Yeah.
But I love the idea of showcasing a flaw,
right.
Or not even necessarily a flaw, just what the capabilities of the character may be.
Yeah,
So,
totally.
yeah. I loved this story, and I actually want to go back to Nick's comment. This was supposed to be a bit of backstory for the gunslinger from when she was younger. I think I got the dynamics and pacing down, except for the end. The music lent itself to that threatening approach that gave me the idea in the first place. That comes through clear as a bell.
It does.
Yeah.
I could like immediately picture it, and it was immediately exciting.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Great scene. Very, very fun to picture. Oh, and also back to the no names, just these titles. I actually recently finished Blindness, a book, and he does that in there as well. Like, not really a spoiler. The premise of the book is there's an inexplicable blindness epidemic spreading through this community. And basically when people go blind, they do not go by a name.
Huh.
Yeah. So like there's no names in the entire book. That's a
wow.
I highly recommend that book.
Okay.
It is a horror book.
Ooh.
It won a Nobel Prize for Literature. Come to find out, it's some pretty exceptional writing.
Okay.
Like I was floored by some of the writing that he has in there. The turns of phrase, psychology. It's a very, very interesting read.
Yeah.
So yeah, highly recommend. But this story reminded me of that for the lack of names in it. So
okay,
it's very
nice.
cool. Very cool.
Yeah, I really like that too. It does have a sense of, I don't want to reuse this word, but urgency.
Yeah.
You know, that there's like this hot pursuit going on, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely it does. I actually think I agree entirely with Walker's comment here. Nick's mentioned that they probably should have just cut out the knife dancer. I think that Walker's entirely correct about it's just an opportunity to bring them back later.
Yeah, actually, I read that, and I also was going to say I agree with Walker on that.
Yeah, because I did not feel like you glazed over that. You put them in a back seat, and they'll have their time at some point. But
yeah.
I think it's nice to just kind of, if these are all going to be recurring characters, just keep them recurring in various levels through different entries, I guess. But yeah, I think that was a worthy inclusion.
For sure.
Yeah.
It just made it more complex, you know? More layers.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, what else you got?
I think that's all I got, but again, props for your use of the prompt.
Yes.
Very, very excellent.
Yes, I think you win the prompts this week.
You win. Woo!
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 All right. Okay, up next we have Rachel's Guide to Suicide Success, option 8, drowning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Walker, where do we begin? Man, there were just so many things in this that delighted me. Let me find the first one.
I think it's riddled with delight.
It is.
It's everywhere.
Yeah.
God, there's little gems in like every paragraph.
There are.
Okay, I'll kick us off here.
All right.
Okay, so essentially, I'm just going to skip over the first paragraph, but I think it's an excellent start to get us going.
Wait, I'm sorry. I have to say something about the first paragraph.
Okay.
Where it's talking about the book that you buy just to leave on your coffee table for your unloved ones to see and worry even more about you.
Yes.
Like, wow.
Perfect.
It sounds like a type of a trope that I've never actually... I don't know if I've seen that in real life. I've seen people leave books on their coffee table to seem intelligent.
To impress, yeah.
Right, but I've never seen anyone do it to be like, I'm suicidal, by the way.
Right,
you know?
Yeah, it's always like someone who wants to be an interior designer putting out like interior design coffee table books and stuff, and it's like, who are you trying to convince?
Right, exactly. If you want to convince me, just go interior design.
Yeah, just go design.
Yeah. Okay, anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. So the next paragraph. In either case, thank you for the 50 cents I'll get from your purchase. I just love that this, could we call that breaking the fourth wall? Like the author speaking directly to the consumer. But in this case, it's
Yeah.
So I like this break, these breaks of you just so often addressing the reader. This one was, I thought, just absolutely wonderful. In either case, thanks for the 50 cents.
Yeah,
basically,
that was great.
And that kind of clues us into what this is worth to the author. It's like, I'm barely getting paid for this.
Right, exactly. Like, I actually don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next paragraph is hilarious. Matt, my thruppy.
What the fuck?
When I read that, I was like, I wonder what Matt thinks about this right now.
I said, my comment says, "Oh, good God, what?"
Excuse me.
Excuse me.
I'd honestly never heard the word thruppy. I know the word thruple.
Yeah.
But I never heard thruppy, and I really like it.
That's a new one. Yeah. Lovely word.
That's good. And I like it how it's like, I can't remember the name of the movie because Matt's movies are always some dumb artsy shit. But watch it, maybe it'll inspire you.
Boo.
Yeah. That's funny. Any hoodle. Let's get down to the brass nails or tacks, whatever. Maybe staples.
I just realized that entire paragraph is a parenthetical.
Yeah.
The Matt My Therapy was recently telling me about a movie he'd been saying. It's all. It never dawned on me that the entire thing is in parentheses.
Yeah.
Any hoodle.
Any hoodle. That's
or tax,
funny.
whatever. Maybe staples.
Right.
It's just like this stream of consciousness.
It is.
The stream of your consciousness specifically.
Honestly, I really am related to that part where it's like, any hoodle, let's get onto the brass nails or tax, whatever. Maybe staples. Are there brass staples? I don't know. Very accurate.
It sounds like Walker's doing a case study on like your mental processes.
This is my mythology. This is my mythology being written as we speak. Okay, so where you wuss out on life for the first time.
Lovely.
Yeah,
lovely.
I love that.
Wuss out on life. I was just like, yes, absolutely.
Yeah, and I laughed. I think the maybe second point that I laughed out loud was on the next paragraph, where it's like, for drowning at a bare minimum, you'll need at least a bowl's worth of water. It's like, can you imagine drowning yourself in a bowl of water, like at your table?
Just like give your cereal bowl and you just go, just stick your face. Like you just sit there, you just hold it.
But you really have to like put it on the table and put your head in it, because
otherwise,
once you passed out, you would drop it and like probably come back. Yeah. Okay, or a bowl of whiskey. All right, can we talk for a second? If you had to choose a liquid to drown yourself in a bowl of it, what would it be?
I wanted to say lava.
No. Okay, that wouldn't really be drowning though, would it?
I'm sure you would not die from drowning. Yeah, you're right. So no, that wouldn't work. Actually, I think beer would work.
Burr? Perfect.
You would be Topo Chico, wouldn't you?
I would. Well, that would have been my answer,
Churchill.
but no, it would be Churchill. I would drown myself in a bowl of Churchill for sure. Yeah.
Had you not told me that Churchill was a drink in Turkey, I'd be like, a bowl of Churchill.
Yeah, Churchill.
Churchill.
Winston, but not.
Winston?
Actually. Yeah, okay, so, and then pour a gallon of liquid into the vessel of your choice. And as soon as it begins to course through your network of veins, what a weird thing to say.
Yeah.
But I like how you
this whole thing is a weird thing to say.
It is, but I like how Walker just kind of forced those vocab words in there.
Yeah.
Because you feel it course through your network of veins.
Got to get those out. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, that's funny though.
I was a particularly big fan of it will be critical to keep the bowl attached to your face, so maybe use a strap or something if you're a pansy. I don't know why. I just like maybe use a strap or something. Like, yeah. I don't really know. Just figure it out, man.
But I like the next part was like, I mean, if a woman on a movie can drown herself in a puddle, why can't you keep your head in the fucking bowl, dumbass?
Dumbass, yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
Absolutely no regard for the reader's feelings.
No.
Yeah, just dumbass.
Yeah. They already hate
Also,
themselves, so.
Okay, so we officially have our first recurring character that is
Yes,
not the
Jim.
author, fucking Jim.
Right.
This cat.
Yeah. I want to know more about Jim. I mean, I want to know about the real Jim.
Well, we're kind of learning about Jim.
I guess we are.
And I'm here for this. This is
Same.
a twist I was not prepared for.
But I have a question. When you say it's time to mess around with Jim, do you mean to mess with Jim or to mess around with Jim? Like heavy petting? Like, is Jim a kind of a love interest for Rachel?
I'm going to say it's both.
Okay.
Because I can't pin that down because I'm like you. I'm like, okay, what are we talking about with Jim here? He'll do the work for you. First of all, because we don't know, that's hilarious. It could go either way on that.
Right.
I remember one time Jim and I were totally high.
Yeah.
We were listening to songs on Spotify. Jim said, find the strangest song you can. And I'm like, challenge accepted.
I'm sorry, but I just get stuck on he'll do the work for you. It's like mess around with Jim. He'll do the work for you. Full stop.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, but I also like the description of the song.
Oh yeah. Rachel is not a fan of this song apparently.
What this? No, isn't he talking about the prompt?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, you mean the character, right? Okay.
The author character of Rachel.
Right,
Before you know it, I'd found some weird track with a droning guitar and then something sounding like creepy footsteps walking in the room. Even Jim was nervous. I said, "Turn that shit off." Yeah, I don't mess around with Jim.
No.
Yeah. Sounds like Jim is possibly violent. Possibly a love interest, still unclear.
Maybe both.
Unclear.
Maybe both.
Violent love interest, yeah.
I also like the idea of holding your breath and suddenly be falling for long enough for you to die before you hit the water.
I thought, okay, so yeah, I pictured that as you hold your breath and you go underwater and then you just suffocate, but not from inhaling water. You just you just don't breathe.
Yeah.
And so they drag your body out of the water and it's like they suffocated, but not they did
drowning.
not drown. Weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
That
would be so confusing. That would be very, very confusing.
And then we kind of move into the transition to the next story. Fuck it. Just do literally any of the other options while in a pool. Boom. Easy button. Next. Where do we even go from here? It's just I just love this kind of just devolving mentality of the author Rachel here. It's just I like that you're just leaning further and further into that the further we get into this story. I love that.
It's good. It's so good. I also laughed out loud at the idea of falling on your sword. Can you imagine in this day and time killing yourself that way?
Can I imagine doing that? No, I can't. I couldn't imagine me doing that. But that's sounds like a Florida man thing. Like man,
it does
fell on sword, but
it does.
That's because he had like a display of swords and he just fell on it or something.
Yeah,
that sounds like a Florida
by
man
accident.
Thing. Yeah,
actually, I think I did just read about a Florida man who impaled himself at a zoo or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
you have Google alerts for Florida man.
Yes.
Your inbox is just full,
right?
Constantly full.
Oh, Florida man. Okay, well, shall we move on to the next one?
Yes. So, yeah, the next story is also by Walker here. Option 9. Who cares? Read it. You've come this far.
Yeah. Who cares?
Yeah. Oh, Walker, I actually wanted to mention, before I read option 9, I said, I think this is my favorite of your Suicide Success Guide stories so far. Was Drowning.
Pretty damn good.
Drowning that's nice, man.
Yeah.
That you did excellent
Drowning,
with Drowning.
Drowning
and
was
then
excellent.
we get to option 9 and I was forced to revise my previous statement because this also slaps, man.
It slaps. It slaps.
So here we are again, you indecisive wander, still flipping through the options like a coupon clipping maniac who can't decide between discount hemorrhoid cream and fiber pills. If you're over 30, get both, trust me. It's just, I love the start to that. Like, just kind of like calling out somebody is like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Hemorrhoid cream and fiber pills. And then just like that. I love the parentheticals. If you're over 30, get both. just trust me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good advice.
So, in this paragraph, beginning, it's the second paragraph. Because while everyone else is busy optimizing their schedules and green juicing their souls, you are boldly pioneering the lesser known art of failing with flair.
Yeah.
I love that.
That's good.
Failing with flair. That's a really creative turn of phrase.
It is. Yeah. There are a lot of creative turn of phrases in this one.
Yes.
That I really liked.
Yeah.
Okay, so then you give like a lot of options. Dealer's choice. So choke on your own expectations. Oh yeah, and I like all the different ways that you can do that. Set 97 life goals for this month, all conflicting. Meditate while sprinting, journal while skydiving, drink a gallon of THC water, join the Peace Corps.
Yeah, shots fired.
Wow, Walker.
Shots fired.
Well, guess what? I actually did that shit, okay?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you did. Yeah.
Yeah. I loved where it was like, whenever the burnout comes, and it will collapse poetically on your IKEA rug while whispering, but my vision board said I'd be a mogul by Tuesday.
So good.
That's so good. I love that.
So funny. It's so drab.
I love that.
Oh. Yeah. Lovely.
Yeah.
But my vision board.
Inhale, exhale, then just stop. Wait for the universe to reward you. Okay, I like this one though. If enlightenment doesn't arrive within 2 minutes, dramatically blame capitalism and collapse into a kombucha end cap. Oh, that's good. Like, Walker, are you like in San Francisco or something?
Oh, well, I'm sure I don't know. It just sounds like yoga people do.
And Whole Foods, kombucha.
Kombucha, yeah.
I think Walker's in San Francisco. And actually, I think he's in like the southeast or something, isn't he?
I have no idea.
Okay.
Actually, have no idea.
I feel like I do. I'm not sure why, but I feel like I do.
Oh, because you probably were stalking his Reddit profile.
Maybe.
By the way, that's a nice shoe collection, Walker.
Oh. Walker's got shoes.
Shoes for days. Sweet kicks.
He's got sweet kicks. Okay.
All right, what else we got? Drown in self-help. Why change your life when you could read 87 books about changing it and do absolutely nothing, just like you'll do with this book?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now featuring failure.
Yeah. Okay. So my favorite thing here, though, is probably reverse phoenix. Did you make that up, Walker? If
so creative.
Why is there not a TM beside it? Because I was like, this is some good shit. He put TM beside some other stuff.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's not reverse phoenix.
I know. So that's why I was like, did he?
Maybe?
Yeah, but then Walker, I got to thinking about reverse phoenix, and I was like, wait a second. Reverse phoenix is the same thing as phoenix. Because a phoenix goes from being alive to burning and going to ashes and then coming to life again.
Yeah, it's a cycle. So reverse the cycle it's the same cycle.
It would be the same cycle. Yeah, only just, you would.
It's Benjamin Button version of a phoenix.
Exactly. Yeah. It's the Benjamin Button phoenix. Okay, the reverse phoenix. Okay.
Yeah.
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 I love that. And then quit 2 days later because the vibes were off.
Yeah, I love that. That's
hilarious.
That is perfect.
That is perfect. Oh yeah. I love this. Like, traditional phoenix rise from the ashes. You, however, will rise majestically within your earthly vessel and then immediately catch fire again in front of your peers.
I love the post on LinkedIn. Excited to announce a new chapter. then quit 2 days later because the vibes were off. Rebrand as a freelance visionary.
Yes.
Which means you nap a lot
shit.
and occasionally design logos for $7. Oddly specific, $7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jim Jones, this mofo. Oh, this part, yes.
Yeah.
I love how you're like, you have to be white to do this one. I like the reference to include phrases like, it's whatever. I guess this is fine.
I just love that it's such a mediocre religion. Just, it is the altar of mediocrity to the deity of,
Yeah.
Start the first church of low standard. Sermons include like phrases like, it's whatever, and I guess this is fine.
Right.
That is so creative, dude. Like,
it is. That's fantastic.
I love the altar of mediocrity.
It's fantastic.
And the conception confessional.
Yes.
TM.
That one's TM. Yeah. Conception confession. Bear fruit. You know what to do, you suicidal, homicidal bastard.
And I like that despite the author addressing us directly this whole time, they have to pay it. It's an author's note.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just
like, you can only do this if you're a white man. If not, no one will follow you. That's funny.
Damn, dude. Yeah. And then the perfect antidote retreat, TM. Find a perfect suicide sauna and get a massage on a bed of nails spaced far apart. Enjoy the complimentary cuticle and cutaneous cutting session.
Oh.
Lovely alliteration.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, very nice.
But ouch.
Dr. Serotonin Smiles. Fizzy Nirvana TM, thank. I like that the TMs are just peppered throughout from this moment on. It's just like, it's like the author suddenly realizes, it's like, oh, this is good. I need to trademark this. So they just put TM at the end of something. It's
That's why I was surprised when he didn't put that beside Reverse Phoenix.
Yeah. Yeah, it almost feels like that could be like for a textual reason, like the author's discovering it's like, oh wow, this is clever. I'm going to trademark this. And their version of trademarking is just putting TM next to it. Yeah. Which I honestly don't know if you have to do anything more than that to consider something trademarked, but I'm sure you do. But yeah,
I like the idea of ordering a cute little flying machine that's supposed to deliver a lethal dose straight to your jugular. Can you do that? You don't know?
Sure. I mean, maybe.
Okay.
The internet has everything.
Yeah. You could probably get that on the dark web.
Dark web. The dark web.
The dark web. Okay.
Stuart.
I love, and you must not have invented this, or it would have also been TM'd, but No Lives Matter.
So clever.
Love that.
That is so clever. Yeah.
I don't think he invented it. He would have TM'd it.
Yeah. That actually was a pretty profound paragraph. Instead of using your naturally necromantic adventures, why not wave goodbye under a merciless desert sun? Plant yourself in the dunes at high noon, let the heat and sandstorm strip everything away. No UV protection required for you. Bonus points if you bring a black umbrella with No Lives Matter in white stencil font for dramatic effect. That actually struck me as like poignant.
Yeah.
Like that landed, like obviously the satire is just ripe throughout the whole thing, but that landed to me a little bit more serious, and it's all the stronger for it. Yeah,
that was great. In the paragraph above, like so many of my efforts, this book is also intended to alleviate my white guilt over all those people my family owned. If I had any part in that, I do apologize humbly, but I must point out that I've never actually seen records of my family having owned slaves, so we good.
We good.
But actually, I would like to point something out. So I spent a couple of years deep diving into my ancestry. Yeah. Kim joined me on some of those expeditions. We couldn't find anything on hers because she's Mexican. But and they don't keep records like the British. Right. We're all too proud of our lineage for some reason. Right. Yeah. But anyway, and so I wanted to show my boyfriend that I have like all this royal, people in my lineage. which actually everybody does.
Right.
For the most part.
Okay.
But anyway, and so I was like all excited, and I pull up my lineage, my ancestry. No, it's actually myfamilysearch.org. It's the Mormon one because it's free.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, and I was searching for it, and he was like, I want to see like your your surname like go all the way up the line.
Uh-huh.
And I was all desperately trying to find all these kings, but it's hard to find because there's like so many lines, anyway. And so I'm like, okay, my surname. And so we go up, 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 up. And then we find the place where, they first came from England. And he's like, okay, click on it. And it was like in 16 something. And so I clicked on it, and it was like, oh, he came by boat because he was a slave. Yes, with his slave owner, Sir whoever the fuck. And so I was all trying to impress him with my royal lineage. And then we all go all the way back, and it's like a slave. Yeah. So actually,
it's a pauper.
My ancestor, no, a slave.
No, slave.
A slave.
Yeah.
My ancestors apparently were not white getting saved. They were white getting enslaved.
No.
Yes.
Wow.
I kid you not.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, okay.
No, and it even said something like, I forgot the exact term, but it's like, or something. And it
Those
was
are
like
sounds.
It was like I don't want to say because I'm going to say it wrong, but it was something like conscribed servant or something like that.
Conscripted?
Something like that. And I Googled it, and it was like slave. That means slave.
Indentured?
No, it's not indentured, because I know that indentured isn't exactly a slave.
Right, yeah.
But
it's like a debt slave, yeah.
Yeah, but I Googled it, and it's just a slave.
Probably conscripted servant or something.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe that's it.
Fascinating.
Yeah. So my plans were foiled, basically.
So, no royalty for you.
Well, there is royalty. I just couldn't find it. There is royalty. I just couldn't find it at the moment, and I was forced to reveal my slave past, my slave ancestor past.
Okay, so we end this story, and clearly Rachel, the author here, is not a fan of Dawn of Middy's IO track, because I could go on, but really just pick your poison or weapon or opponent or Jim. Fucking Jim, man. Like every time Jim popped up, I was like, fucking Jim, like, what are you doing here, dude?
Oh yeah. Or keep listening to that creepy low track until your ears bleed.
Yeah, just like not a fan. Absolutely not a fan. I get it, Walker. You didn't like it. It's fine. It's fine. But it was inspirational.
It was. Oh yeah, we have more alliteration at the end. I'm thinking you're conspicuously complacent and catastrophically cavalier about conquering your character flaws.
Very well done.
That was great.
Exceptionally well done. So we're right back at
1
or 911
or 911 rather. Actually, it's 988, I believe.
Yeah, I actually really like that you brought that in textually. Yeah. So we're rounding a corner, and I believe we have one more story after this.
Yeah, we do.
And so to start bringing in the tone of like, this is where you get help.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, remember 988.
Right.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm glad to see those elements making it in textually.
Yes.
Yes. Wonderful. Wonderful. Wonderful.
Lovely.
Thank you, Walker.
Thank you, Walker.
I am super stoked to see how you can conclude this.
I am too, and I was super entertained reading this today.
I was too. This has been such a ride, so thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Walker.
And our last story for this week is by Jake, titled Pain is My Love Language.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
What do you think of this?
Wow, this one really threw me for a loop, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't see that coming at all. And honestly, I thought that, I was just like, okay, what the fuck is going on? And I just didn't know where it was going. And you always do naturally just like keep trying to predict where a story is going to go, you know, like that's like human nature. But I was like thinking that it was going to come out this like work of art, this like beautiful work of art that she had tattooed on her arm or whatever.
Yeah.
But no, that's not what happened.
Nope.
Mm-mm.
Nope.
I found it very, very interesting.
It's a gripping read.
Very gripping.
Yeah, so it's amazing to me how much we get in this amount of text. Like how much just information, like even just I'm just going to read the first paragraph. Ava squealed and jumped when she opened the mailbox and saw the package sitting inside. She grabbed it out, leaving behind a twisted and snarling pile of bills and notices, and dashed upstairs, fumbling her keys out of her pocket as she went. As she reached the door of her apartment number 202, she froze. Just in that one paragraph alone, we get so much information.
Yeah.
The type of person Ava is being characterized just effortlessly, it feels like.
Yes.
We get the Ava squeals, we know that. Like, Ava's the type of person who will squeal.
Yes.
She's living in an apartment with a pile of bills and notices, but is still excited about whatever this package is. I just felt like there's so much characterization being done in what is essentially, well, it's one paragraph, but it feels like almost like one sentence. Like, it's very impressive how quickly you can get us rooted in this scene and then just run with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah. Very, very interesting. But I do really, really want to know what's happening, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you think? Like, if you had to just predict, what do you think?
Considering where we end with the tattoo saying home, Ava, it even included the comma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did that mean?
Man, I don't know. I don't know. Like, we're assuming that this, I would say it's a call to home. Like, that's where my mind immediately jumps, is like, go home.
Mm-hmm.
But at that point, why not just say, go home? Why home, Ava?
Yeah. What could it mean? I'm just like racking my brain. You know?
Yeah. I really don't know. As I left it, I was thinking it's a call to go home.
Mm-hmm.
But again, and what is this pinprick of light? Like I don't know. This is genuinely cryptic. Like like this whole story just feels like a cipher. Like I can't understand it. Like, and it's not necessarily that I feel like I need to understand it. As on the contrary, actually, I'm really enjoying the obscurity of it. Like I don't know what's going on, and that's just all the more incentive for me to keep reading. Because I'm pretty lost, which is honestly, that's a great place for me to. And when I'm reading something, if I'm engaged in the text itself, but lost in the theme or where we're going or the characters, I'm probably gonna keep going through this just to try and figure it out.
I know.
So yeah, that's a great hook. If
it
nothing
really
else.
is, because I feel like maybe on additional reads there will be like details which will like clue us in, you know?
Yeah. But yeah, actually, so I wanted to kind of run through the comments on this, because this is a really interesting story, and so I really wanted to see everybody's take on this. And by the way, the discussion this week was wonderful.
Yes,
like everybody
I love
got
the discussion.
such wonderful feedback on all these stories.
I love the discussion.
Yes. I really actually wanted to call out Nick Hughes' comment here. That's a new kind of body horror, botching a tattoo on yourself. Gnarly. That is a gnarly kind of body horror, and that's wonderful. Yeah. Very, very creative.
Yes.
I did want to mention Nick Hughes' criticism: sizzled like bacon in a pan. This gives an impression of a sound, but the surrounding imagery makes me think it's not supposed to be a sound. I actually really appreciated that, because that was confusing. Yeah. Like that kind of threw me off. That was the one description that I couldn't quite make sense of. But at the end of the story, I was like, maybe that was the point. Like it's like you can't. She was unable to make any kind of rational sense of it.
Yeah, so we're just like kind of seeing it from her perspective. Yeah. Like it doesn't make sense. It's just like, what is this? Yeah, so it works. If that's the intent, then it's absolutely working, because it's very incongruous is the only way I know how to describe it. And like the pinprick of light. Like bacon sizzling. The bacon sizzling. It was strange for sure. Falling into a trance. You know? And I think he mentioned that he wasn't even planning to go there with it. Right. It just kind of happened. So I mean,
So you tapped into something there.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. No, I really liked. I really appreciated Nick G's comment there because it just like verified that, like, yes, okay, I'm not alone in that. That was being a little confusing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. At this point, I'm just fascinated.
Me
curious.
too. I really hope that there's a continuation on this because I really want to see where this is going.
Well, it sounds like Jake plans on, like, this has been a pet project for a while.
Mm-hmm.
So novella, possibly novel.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Didn't he say that he'd been actually spending a lot of time on this lately?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We need a place to post like content that's not just for the...
That's a really good idea. Like other stuff that people... Yes, you're right.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out the right way to do that because long form in Reddit doesn't work very well.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I mean, we're even just in our 30-minute stories, people are having to split up stories across multiple comments. So
would you like a Google Drive?
Yeah, or people could just link your story to a Google document or something rather than posting it textually. But then that doesn't promote people to read it because you have to go outside of the Reddit community to go and read something. So I don't know. I've been contemplating this for a while, ever since Novelbember.
Yeah.
But I'm wondering if maybe it should be... I've been kicking around the idea of a Discord server.
Ooh.
And then we can maybe get a Discord community going. That would inherently be
cool.
more... That'd be more intimate for sure.
Yeah.
So just a open forum, essentially.
Be more romantic.
No.
Oh.
I mean, yeah, it could. That's not...
Let's not rule that out.
Okay.
Okay. I think that'd be awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. So TBD, we'll figure it out.
Yep. I'm excited about that.
Yes.
I want to put some shit up there.
Gross.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't deny that.
Whatever.
It's gross.
Well, hey, thank you, Jake.
Thank you, Jake.
This is an excellent entry, and I'm fascinated to see where we go from here.
Yeah.
And that is all of our stories for this week.
That's all?
That's all of them.
That was good, though. That was a good catalog of stories.
This is a great set of stories, guys.
Fantastic.
And thank you, Richie, for being selected here today and for your excellent reading.
Yeah, that was great.
I'm glad to include that here. So
I loved that.
Yes, thank you. And also Steve, Walker, Nick to you, and Jake. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
I've got a news flash. Just in. So the kind of thing that my ancestor was is called a bonded servant. A bonded servant. It says William Melton was born around 1620 in England and came to America supposedly in 1638 as a bonded servant with 8 other people from Colonel Edward Hill.
I thought it was just going to be Colonel Edwards. I was like,
you.
It was me. No,
you.
I'm
you
sorry.
You and your slave owner ancestors. How could you?
Oh, no, not like this.
It says William of England was imported to Charles City, Virginia, 1638 by Colonel Edward Hill, along with 8 other people. All right.
Well, there you have it.
There you have it, people.
Not slave owner, just slave.
Right. I'm sure the majority of my ancestors were slave owners. I mean, I don't know, maybe. Probably.
I'm sure I don't know.
Yeah, probably.
Well, what are you going to do?
Not a damn thing.
Not a damn thing.
Not a damn thing. Well, but I do love history.
Oh, yeah.
I love reading this shit.
Like your own, like your family's history or just history?
In general history. But also like personal stories are even better.
Yeah.
And if it's my own family, even better.
Yeah. I've actually, it wasn't that long ago, I was thinking like, man, I really need to sit down and like do a formal interview with my parents.
Ooh, yeah.
And just sit down and it's like, okay, I've got a series of questions. These are the questions I'm going to be asking and just give them time to prepare.
Yeah.
And like, we're going to talk about all of this.
Yeah.
And we're going to run through everything that you know, because as us white folk know, we don't talk about shit. And so I'm going to make us talk about,
there you go.
Make us talk about history and like what it was like for them as kids, like what it was like growing up in like with my grandparents as their parents, what they were like, what their childhood was like. I have so many questions that I'm like, I just need to do an interview.
Yeah. I think that's a great idea. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as soon as this kitchen is done,
then you're going to start
I'll start formulating that project.
Excellent. I love that. You could even do it in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's nowhere to sit.
Yet.
Okay. I guess I could just put a stool in there.
Perfect.
Well, that takes us into episode 38.
38.
38.
What?
Okay, so for episode 38, we ask you guys to write an ending.
An ending.
Write an ending.
An end of days. Just joking, not an end of days. Not like, it could be that.
Yeah, that could be an ending. Yeah, that is an ending of sorts. An apocalypse. Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, the idea is, well, you can run with that idea however you want. Ending of a relationship, ending of anything.
Mm-hmm. It could even be a Janice ending.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it could also, you could just take it at face value as an author, write the ending to a story.
You could.
Looking at you, Walker. You got one more. Yeah. But just the same endings. Whatever that means to you, write an ending. And the words to accompany this prompt are dance, sunshine, no, cap, and tick.
Wow. The sun'll come up tomorrow. Bet your bottom dollar that tomorrow. Okay.
There'll be sun. Or something.
Okay.
Right. Dance.
Dance. Okay. My favorite thing about the word dance is that if spelled phonetically, it's DANTS.
Dance.
Yeah.
Shut up.
It is.
It is. You're
it's
right.
It's like pants.
Damn.
Yes.
I'll never see it for same again.
I know. I just wanted to infect someone else with that.
That's such a ludicrous
plague.
thing.
Dance.
Dance.
Yeah. Dance can be a verb, a noun, or an adjectival noun. Dance means different things to different people.
It's moving rhythmically.
Mm-hmm.
Or arrhythmically.
Right.
It's up to you.
Yes.
In an artistic way.
Yeah. Yeah. It's artistic movement. Yeah. I would say that it is a form of expression through movement.
Mm-hmm.
Would you think that any expression through movement would be dance?
I'm just going to say yeah.
So sex is dancing.
Yeah.
Okay. Talking is dancing. Is that what you're saying?
Because you're moving your mouth?
Yeah.
So we've been dancing this whole time?
Yes. No, but I guess you could talk without moving your mouth. Like an ventriloquist.
Yeah, but then that's just like bad talking.
Yeah, but I think that actually, no, that doesn't, talking isn't dancing, because dancing, the end is the movement. With talking, the movement is a means to an end, which is the vocal sounds. Dance. What else can we say about dance, really?
It's forms of dance are there's different forms of dance across all cultures.
Oh yes.
And all throughout history, like it's just a form. It's a form of artwork, so it's subject to the same changes that happen in literature and painting and
evolution.
Music. Yeah. It evolves like any other art form, and so we get different forms of dance throughout history and cultures. So it's indicative of time and place.
I wonder what the newest form, the most modern form of dance is.
Modern dance.
Oh, what the fuck is that?
I don't know. Maybe there's postmodern dance now.
Oh, maybe so.
Maybe there's neo-postmodern
okay,
dance.
Yeah.
You just keep adding prefixes to modern.
Ex neo postmodern dance.
All right. And the next word is sunshine.
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 I love this word.
Mm-hmm. Did you ever see Little Miss Sunshine?
Yes.
Oh,
it's so good.
It's a great movie.
It's so good.
I fucking love that movie.
So good.
So good.
It's good. Sunshine. Okay, so I think that the main thing is that it's like the light that comes off of the sun. It's like rays.
That would be sunlight.
I've always thought of sunshine as sunlight.
Yeah, I'd say there are synonyms. I'm trying to figure out if there's a distinction between the two.
Because, like, for example, I could say that my cat likes to lay in a patch of sunshine. That's sunlight.
Huh. Yeah, they're just synonyms.
Yeah.
Sunshine, sunlight.
Although whenever I think of the word sunshine, the first thing that comes to mind is a smiling, happy sun.
Yeah.
But it's actually not the sun itself. It's the shine of it or the light of it.
Yeah, it implies this kind of warm, cheery, happy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sunshine.
Right.
Yeah.
Sunshine is a noun or an adjective. Welcome to the Sunshine Station.
Of course.
That's a really good word for a name for like a cafe. Sunshine Station.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's nothing in that name to make you think like, oh, I'm going to go get coffee there.
No. But it makes you want to go there.
Although I would say, yeah, I could see Sunshine Station. Although Sunrise Station, that would get it. That would get it. You need coffee in the morning.
Well, I would not necessarily have coffee at Sunshine Station.
Would you have bacon?
Maybe. Or maybe some Churchill.
I can Winston.
I can make a Churchill shop called Sunshine Station.
Hell yeah.
I love that idea.
Yeah, right on.
Okay.
TM.
Yeah.
Okay, and the next word is no.
Like N-O?
N-O.
Okay. No. I think this just means no.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you could have a no-no.
Would that be with hyphen it though?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, if you want to add it, like make it double it.
Yeah.
Hyphenate it. No. That's a no-no. No. No.
No.
Nah.
No.
This is
you stop it.
No, ma'am. I say that to Chewie all the time. No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
How dare you?
How could you? Okay, so no is an imperative. No, it's an exclamation.
An exclative?
Yeah. It's an exclative.
Right on.
Yeah. No. Oh, it can also be an adjective. We have no bananas. We have no bananas today. You know that song?
I do.
We have string beans and scallions spring beans and some things and cabbages and scallions and all kinds of fruits and say we have old-fashioned tomatoes, Long Island potatoes.
No.
But yes, we have no bananas. We have no bananas today. That's all.
Oh, what is that?
I don't even know.
Is that... Oh.
That just...
I feel like I should know that.
That just rose up.
We have no bananas
from my
today
memory.
Song.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. It's the same guy who did... Shit. Louis Prima. Oh, there's another song by him. Oh, hold on. I'm going to figure this out. He was an American trumpeter and singer.
What? I had no idea, honestly.
Oh, he composed Sing, Sing, Sing. Yeah. Okay, so it's the big band song. Most people probably know it as like the Nabisco song. Like... Yeah, excellent big band tune.
So good. I love that one.
Yeah, so that guy also wrote that banana song. Turns out, yeah.
I had no idea.
Same.
Okay.
So yeah, no, not bananas. Our next word is
yes, we have no bananas.
Our next word is cap.
Cap. Oh man. This can be so many things.
It's everything.
It's everything and nothing.
Yeah.
So cap. All right, we've got the hat, right?
Yeah.
We've got
A lid.
A lid. Yes. We've got the verb cap it.
Yeah. Like an upper limit.
Right.
Yeah.
An upper limit. There's the new usage of this word, which is no cap. You know, no cap? Oh my goodness.
Those are both our words.
I know. Wow.
They were in order. It says in this list, no cap.
Oh, weird. Okay, so for those of you who are not aware, which you probably are, but no cap means I ain't lying.
No cap?
Yeah. No cap? Like, are you for real?
These kids, man.
I know.
What are they doing?
Stupid.
Idiots.
Ew. Sick. Yeah, no cap. Are you for real right now? Are you joshing?
I know that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. No cap.
No cap.
No Josh, no cap.
Nope. I'm for real right now.
Yeah, for real.
I ain't playing.
Yeah, cap.
Well, it can also be an Irish tagline.
Cap station.
Yeah. Welcome to the cap station. Yes.
That's a place that sells hats and lids.
That would be hilarious to have stores that sell every definition of a specific word.
Yes. Especially just the vaguest of words.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, what could you have? Like, okay, the cap tap. You sell hats, lids.
You sell, because no cap, like you could have a no cap section and it's all just like biographies and
and
history books.
So hats, lids, and biographies. Wait, can we think of another example of a word that has like a bunch of different meanings?
We've had so many.
We have, but now that we're trying to think of it, it's like,
hold on, I got this. I can figure this out.
Perfect.
Course.
Okay. So at the course store, you could sell
buy textbooks. You could buy sandpaper.
or like obstacle course materials.
Oh, hell yeah.
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 Obstacle course sets.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Uh-huh. Okay, and
were we going to think of other examples or no?
I don't know.
I really want to run with this idea. Oh man. So whenever we say the same word, are we saying just homonyms? So like course and course, like sandpaper and textbooks?
Oh, you're right. I used the wrong course for sandpaper. Yeah, that's on me. So no.
Well, we could.
Not. Yeah. We could spell it like the name would be C-O and then it's like U/A R-S-E.
Yeah. Or just C-O-U-R-S-E. No, I mean C-O-U-A-R-S-E. C-O-A-U.
C-O-A-C-O-A-S-C. And our last word for this week is tick. Tick.
Wait, is that T-I-C or T-I-C-K?
C-K.
Oh. Okay.
It's a bug.
Yeah. Oh, okay. This is another. We have a tick store. We could sell ticks, the bug.
Uh-huh.
We could sell clocks.
Uh-huh.
We could sell just those little marks that are called ticks.
They're just like magnets you put on your refrigerator, little tick marks.
Or like plush ticks.
Both the tick mark and the bug. That's it. This is the winner.
Yes. Oh, that would be perfect.
The story's just called Tick. And we can sell. You remember the show The Tick?
Yes.
You can sell plushes of the Tick.
Yes. And we could sell plush clocks.
Turns out it's just a plush store. A really niche and specific plush store.
And with the side business of the actual insect.
Yeah. Obviously, it would be next door to Cap.
Right. Oh, I love this idea. Okay, so tick. Yeah, you got the animal, you've got the clock sound the clock makes, you've got ticking something off.
Mm-hmm.
You've got
ticks and tacks and toes
and talks.
and talks.
Yeah. What else do we have? So yeah, it's a verb, it's a noun. It is an adjectival noun. The tick station. Welcome to the tick station.
For some reason.
Don't worry about why. Just worry about that you're here
Just
now.
know that you're here now. We have all arrived at the tick station.
For better or for worse. Here we are.
More, yeah. Whichever side of that you land on, it's fine.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
That's
all right.
it. Mm-hmm.
So, one more time, those words are dance, sunshine, no, cap, and tick.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to be like these wonderful writers and submit your story to You Write, head on over to our subreddit at reddit.com/r/YouWritePod.
If you're unable to submit a story this week, that is fine. You can help out by reading and commenting on other people's stories.
Each time you post a story or leave a comment on someone else's submission, you increase your chances of having your story read on the podcast.
You can also reach us at yourwritepod@gmail.com.
If you like our show and want to help support us, maybe consider donating to our Patreon at patreon.com/YouWrite. Maybe buy us a coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get us a brew of coffee.
Please.
If you are unable to donate, that's fine. You can help us by sharing the podcast with other writers and non-writers alike.
And if you haven't already, be sure you subscribe to the podcast so you get episodes like right as soon as they drop. It's so much better that way. You just show up and it's there.
It's just there waiting for you.
Yeah.
It's like Christmas morning every week.
Yeah. Every week.
Every single fucking, except for last week.
So
Son of a.
it's so good.
Just.
You subscribe.
Also, be sure to leave us a rating and review in your podcatcher of choice.
And remember, join us next week on You Write. you lost?
I did get lost, sorry. A podcast where you write. I was just thinking about plush ticks. I was just visualizing them.
Plush ticks. It's fuzzy. Is it a fleece tick or is it just like a
It's a fleece tick.
a fleece tick?
Yeah.
All right. Look at this stuff. Isn't it neat? Wouldn't you say my collection's complete?
Wouldn't you think I'm a girl who has everything? Look at this trove,
missed it.
treasures untold.
Treasures untold.
How many wonders can one cavern hold? Sure, she's got everything. I've got gadgets and gizmos aplenty. I've got who's its and what's its galore. You want thingamabobs? I've got 20. But who cares? No big deal. I want more.
Greedy, Ariel. Greedy.
I want to be. Go where the people go. I wanna see him dancing, walking around on those.
What do you call them?
Oh yeah,
Feet.
flipping my fins. I don't get too far. Legs are required for jumping, dancing,
Dancing.
walking around on those. What's that word again? Streets.
Up where they run.
Up where they lay all day in the sun. I'm a little pitchy.
That's what we're worried about. Okay.
Wandering free.
Wish I could be
part of that. Do a harmony. Oh my god. Do the melody. part of that world.
Magic.
Beautiful. That was
such majesty.